Aloha, I'm Malu. Welcome to this pranayama practice for nervous system regulation. So in this practice, we are going to take the breath in 4 separate stages. So the stages are written out here on my whiteboard because, of course, I have a teacher inside of me. So the first ratio is going to be an inhale for 8, exhale for 8. The second ratio, we're going to pause at the top of the inhale for 4, keeping the inhale and the exhale 8. The next ratio, we're going to add on a pause after exhale for 4. And then on the final stage, we're going to come back to inhaling for 8, exhaling for 8. Again, this is all about bringing the nervous system back into equilibrium. We are stimulating the vagus nerve, which is the emotional regulation highway of the body. So let's go ahead and find ourselves seated. This can be in a chair. This can also be on the floor, as I am, on a cushion. Bring your hands to the tops of your knees. Make sure your spine is tall, nice and tall, as the top of your head is pointing straight up. And then from here, let's just begin in this first stage to shape the breath. So we're taking deep, long inhales for about 8 counts as you inhale in. And then as you exhale, you swiftly transition to exhaling for 8 counts. There's no pause at the top or the bottom of inhale and exhale. So we're doing this for about 4 rounds. So keep this rhythm going, inhaling for 8 and exhaling for 8. Notice as you breathe if there are any bumps or gaps in the breath. So you can think of this like paving a road. Sometimes there are potholes in the road. Sometimes there are lumps and bumps in the road. We want to smooth out the breath so that there are no gaps, there are no bumps. It is a smooth inhale and exhale. Particularly pay attention to the transition from the inhale to the exhale and the transition from the exhale to the inhale. Let's just do another full round here of inhale for 8, exhale for 8. This is what we call samavritti. Vritti refers to the fluctuations of the mind. It is your thoughts. Sama means to equalize or to balance. Okay, so for this next round, we're going to add a 4-count pause at the top of the inhale. So while holding the breath in, you're pausing for 4 counts. So you're inhaling in for 8. Pause at the top of the inhale for 4 counts or 4 seconds. And then smoothly exhale for 8 counts. So being sure now, as you add the pause, that you aren't taxing your nervous system. So this shouldn't be stressful. If there is a stressful feeling at the top of the inhale as you hold, decrease the amount. Bring it down to 2 seconds. Bring it down to even 1 second. You can change the ratio for yourself based on how you are feeling in the moment. Inhaling for 8. As you reach the top of the inhale, pause the breath, holding the breath in for 4 seconds. And then begin that transition to exhale. So remember here that we are watching the body's reaction. If it is stressful, we back off. And this is part of our healing of the nervous system, that the nervous system is not going to be the same for everyone, so we have options to work with. Top of the inhale, we pause for 4. Smoothly exhaling, so trying to keep that slow, smooth exhale like the waves that are coming off of the shore back into the ocean. Inhaling is the waves lapping up against the shoreline. Pause, we feel full. We feel as if life force has filled the body. Okay, so the next round. On your next inhale, we pause at the top of the inhale for 4. We exhale for 8. And then when you reach the bottom of the exhale, there's no air left in the lungs. You pause, hold the breath for 4. Pausing after exhale can be a little bit more stressful than the inhale. So if you need to back off, make it 3 seconds, 2 seconds, even 1 second. So you pause with no breath in the body. And then you begin that transition to inhale. There's going to be a tendency to want to gulp the breath in after you've held the breath for a period of time. That's usually an indication that you've gone too far. So after you pause on exhale, pause for what's comfortable, roughly 4 seconds, and then slow transition as you begin to inhale. So it's very controlled. So as you inhale and you pause at the top of the inhale, there's a big energy feeling, a feeling like you have collected life force or prana. On the exhale, after the exhale rather, you pause and you will feel this kind of giving, this giving of life back to the source of life. An anticipation for the next inhale, and then inhaling, beginning the cycle over again. Let's do this for one more round. So on the next round, we let go of the pauses and we simply come back to inhaling for 8, exhaling for 8. Notice now, as you come back to the original ratio, that there's ease in the breath now. You're able to inhale fuller and exhale fuller. Also notice the quality of the mind. What has shifted or taken place in the quality or the mood of the nervous system. Let's do this for one more round. So it has been wonderful to practice with you. Let's just bring our hands to our heart, bow the chin. Namaste. I'll see you next time.